Hey friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Ken Smith, and in today's video I want to talk about probably the most important tool that you've got in your kitchen that you don't really realize that you have, and yet it is probably the easiest tool to use and probably will provide the greatest success in helping you to get a more balanced meal plan and to help you in your battle with obesity like it's helping me. And believe it or not, it's your hand. So let's get into today's video. I'm going to share with you some great tips and some easy things that you can implement starting today. Now, if you're like me, opening up this is probably one of the most dangerous things that you can do. I can tell you that as a teenager, and I'm sure you can relate to this, but as a teenager, I would stand in here and just stare as if something was going to light up and say, "Eat me." And those habits carried on well into my adulthood. I'd open up that refrigerator and just stare at it until something finally grabbed my attention. I probably wasn't even hungry. Chances are, if it's similar to you, I was just bored and I was looking for something to do, and unfortunately that developed into a severe habit. Now, first off, I told you that the easiest tool in your kitchen to help you with your obesity is right here. It's your hand. And I'm going to give you some great tips. So the first thing that I'm going to suggest to you is to go out and get a book that's well over probably 25 years old, might even be close to 30. And it's called Body for Life, and it's written by Bill Phillips. Chances are you can find it at the library, you can find it online, used. You don't necessarily need to even buy a new copy. But the thing that Bill talks about is how to look at food from a different perspective, and instead of going through the whole calorie counting and measuring and weighing, and let's be honest, if you've ever done that, you know how difficult that can be. Now, I know one of the biggest challenges was grabbing this scale and having to weigh everything. And I don't know about you, but that just can be a real downer. And the other hurdle is opening up your cabinet and start using all these different mixing cups and measuring cups so that you're measuring all your quantities. Well, that might be something that's doable for you, but it wasn't doable for me. And so when I read Body for Life, Bill talked about just two simple things. Now, since the writing of this book, it's the hand has been kind of expanded a little bit, but he basically talks about protein, carbohydrates, vegetables, and good quality fat. But he's only measuring carbohydrates and protein. That's it. He considers most vegetables to be free, and I don't want to be a book spoiler, but it's a well-written book. It's an easy-to-read book. You can read it in a night, and it will provide a lot of information that will help you to look at food in a different perspective. It was a real eye-opener for me. So Bill talks basically about a protein portion, or a portion of protein for your meal, and basically about the palm of your hand. And a fruit portion, or carbohydrate portion, basically about the size of your fist. Vegetables, as he explained, were pretty much free. Eat as many vegetables as you want. And if you think about it, there's not a lot of carbohydrates, there's not a lot of calories in most vegetables. Now, he does talk about food in a little grander perspective. And again, I highly encourage you to read the book. The big thing though is that when you get here and you start actually preparing your food, it's actually quite simple. And Bill also talks about a lot of different quality meats or proteins to eat, quality food to eat, and other foods that you should probably stay away from. Now, as I mentioned multiple times, I'm not a health expert. I'm someone who struggles with obesity. I'm also not here to tell you what to do as far as nutrition and a health plan. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a certified health person, so I don't want to steer you away. As I've mentioned in other videos, make sure you check with your physician first before you attempt anything. But that being said, I went back to my basics. I quit measuring food, I quit counting calories, and in just over 2 weeks, I've dropped almost 8 pounds. Now, I gotta be honest with you, that's huge. And for me, that's pretty typical. My first 2 or 3 weeks of anything when it comes to a nutrition plan is dropping anywhere from 8 to 10 pounds in 2 to 3 weeks. Realistically, you want to lose between 1 and 2 pounds a week. That's safe. I did battle a little bit of a cold, which helped accelerate some of that. But the point is that right now, I've lost a stable 8 pounds in just a little over 2, maybe 2.5 weeks now. I did it using my hand. And I went back to the basics, things that worked for me. Now, I still eat very nutritious meals, and Bill provides a lot of ideas in that book. So I encourage you to grab that book. For me, using my hand as a measuring tool has simplified everything. Now, I get meals from a couple of different sources, and I do my meal planning through a couple of different sources. My wife really helps with that, and if you have someone that can help you with that, that's ideal. But the point is that I keep everything simple. I want to make lifestyle changes. I don't want to sit there and call this thing a diet. I really want to be transformed in how I look at food. And I hope that encourages you to do the same. Y'all have a wonderful day, and you all be blessed.